On this episode of Wildside, we take a 1997 Nissan GQ Patrol single cab and give it a new lease on life. Talk suspension with Matt from Direct Suspension, build a one-off custom tray, refresh the bodywork and coat the whole thing in White Raptor for a fresh and durable finish. So this customer came down to have a chat to us about giving his old GQ workhorse a bit of a freshen up. And mechanically this thing's A1, but the tray and body looks like it just came out of a war zone from the side that lost. The GQ Patrol, also known as the Nissan Y60, was first released in Australia in 1988. Built to compete with the 60 Series Land Cruiser, the GQ outperformed in ride comfort and capability with its new design 4-corner coil springs. A massive upgrade from the previous model and their main competitor's leaf-sprung option. This helped Nissan gain back some ground on Toyota, whose flagship Land Cruisers had held Aussie attention for decades. But this rig has done more than a few hard Ks since being in that kind of showroom condition. So it's right about now that we can get it into the workshop and start stripping it down. This episode brought to you by our Wildside discount partners, where you can get up to 15% off by using our codes in their shopping carts for brands like MAXTRAX, Huracan Fabrication, Carbon Off-Road, In-House Fabrication, and Sleek Space Flooring. For an up-to-date list of all of our discount partners, jump online and check out wildsidegarage.com. Alright, so we've just jumped in the car to go down to have a chat with Matty down at Direct Suspension. This GQ build is pretty well all buttoned up as far as what we're going to do. The only thing left to have a look at is the suspension. So we know we're going to go West Coast. We know we're going to go 2-inch. I just want to have a chat to him about the rear end, just with this tray. I think a constant 300 is probably going to be enough for how much he loads this thing up, but we'll go down and have a chat with Matt and see what he reckons. And it is super friggin' early, so I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna stop in and grab him a coffee. GQ,
GQ.
4-corner coil.
Yep.
We're going to do this steel tray. Most of it's going to have alloy sort of bolt-ons, but
Perfect.
I know he's going to load this thing up, so I really want to make sure that I feel like that somewhere around that 300 constant or whatever you recommend, but it's going to take a bit of beating and it's going to get loaded. So
being a stock bar and alley, they're pretty light with no accessories on the front. We'll go for a 0 to 45 front coil.
Yep.
That'll keep that nice plush ride for him as well, with also giving him a lift.
Sweet.
You said steel tray on the back, and he is going to load it up. So we do want to aim for that 250 to 300 kilo rear coil, which again, West Coast have, so nice and easy.
Sweet as. All right. And you reckon, how long do you reckon it'll take to get all this sort of stuff in?
Oh, we've got it on the shelf.
All right. Well, if you got them in stock, then that's cool. I reckon I won't take them now. I'll probably get you to come around because I might get you to give me a hand fit in this one. We are really going to be pressed with time. We've got literally like 15, 16 days to do this thing start to finish. So
let's smash it out then.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right, cool. We'll go back and have a bit of a look, yeah? All right, well, that was pretty simple. Got the West Coast gear sorted. We knew we were going a 2-inch lift, but now we've worked out the 250 to 300 constant rears. Worked the front out. These guys have got it in stock, so I'm going to get back into it. Now, once it's all stripped bare, we can haul it into the dirty bay for a full degrease and pressure wash. This is going to blast off all the buildup of grease, oil, and years of hard work, because you don't want that rubbish causing you dramas later. Now, after talking through the laundry list of stuff that this customer wanted in his tray, we've come up with a design that seems like it's going to get it all in that one package without looking like a dog's breakfast. And that's always the fun part of building these custom or dual purpose trays. Trying to fit 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. So we recess the spare wheel into the tray so it's not messing with his rear view mirror or when he looks over his shoulder. Install an under tray water tank and fab up the rear rack mounts to incorporate them into the tray as latch mounts for the fold down sides. Now, one of the biggest things that we get asked about with jobs like these is durability. Not just for the build itself and its components, but the coating as well, which is why we always go with Raptor. It's so much stronger than the standard 2K finish, which is pretty much going to scratch up the second it looks at an off-road track. But first, we have to deal with the prep. As much as it's boring and kind of a pain in the ass, it's one of the most important parts. Everything from cleaning, sanding, and primer are all equally as important if you want your paint job to last. All of our Raptor jobs start with a 20% thin down coat to get it to color. Then we can hit it with the texture through the Raptor Very nozzle. You can choose your level of texture with this gun, from smooth to harsh. We like to be somewhere in the middle, so it's still nice and strong, but you don't take bark off every time you lean up against it. Next up is the nil rust chemical underbody. This starts by taping up everything you don't want coated and then going to town on the chassis and underbody, giving it a freshen up and protecting it for years to come. Now we get to hit the suspension. Now we use West Coast suspension because it's made here in Australia and they've got a set of coils that won't bloody sag. And with Matty just down the road at Direct Suspension, he's always happy to come up and give us a hand fitting stuff, and he works for beer. That suits me fine. Finally, we get to hand it off to Dave's Details. And Dave gives the whole rig a once over to make sure that the inside is as fresh as the new outside. And we all know how much better our rigs run when they're clean.
We took this tired old GQ, stripped it down, ditched the busted old tray, built a one-off custom tray, sorted out all the bodywork and surface rust, and coated the whole thing in White Raptor. We fitted up the all-new West Coast suspension. Now here she is in all her former glory, and then some, with a little more wild side flavour.
Well, I don't know about you, but it is Saturday, it is hot as all hell, and it's time for beer. So see you on the next episode.